If this wasn't the most exciting football game ever played, it will do until an even more impossible cliffhanger is performed. This was one for the books, an unforgettable episode crammed to the gun walls, with dramatics and heroism. Called the greatest game ever played, the 1958 National Championship game had all of the hallmarks of the modern-day Super Bowl. That's why the game revolutionized football as we see it today.
The setting was New York, Yankee Stadium, in the heart of Giants country. 8 years after the first televised game and the merge with the All-America Football Conference, this game was played. This game made a developing town a sense of hope and a big city a sense of defeat. Baltimore going through a tough economic changes. Even though it wasn't a great economy, Colts fans were strong in strength, 10 to 20,000. But to have a game with more than 64,000 people was big for an NFL game because college was way more popular and well-known than the NFL. For example, college football had 113 teams to the NFL's 12, making college more popular because teams were more spread out into more towns around the country, making college more well-liked. Players did not think much of this game being popular affecting the NFL as it is today. Most of the players were very excited about playing a championship game, one being the superior game in the league, the other being if you win you get a ring and $5,000, if you lose $3,000, no ring. When players look back on the game today, it isn't that big of a deal for the losers to look back at their loss because it was such a good game and that game changed history.
In the Baltimore Colts season, they went 9-3 and finished first for the NFC, and the New York Giants finished 9-3 in the regular season and won the Eastern Football Conference. Before the game, the Giants planned on putting two different quarterbacks in the game. The game itself was played on the date of December 28, 1958. When the game started, right off the bat, the New York defense forced a fumble in its first defensive set. But later in the first quarter, the Colts' first field goal attempt was blocked by the Giants. Then the Giants rushed down the field and settled with a 36-yard field goal attempt for the first points of the game. Ray Berry had the first touchdown catch from Unitas in the second quarter, and by the end of the half, the Colts were winning 14-3. Colts again had the ball in the second half, and the ball happened to be in the red zone too. They could have made the game 21-3 and maybe would have made the Giants give up, and they had 4 plays to try and get a touchdown, but they did not capitalize on any of them. Then when the Giants got the ball after the Colts could not capitalize, they had a huge play and made it to the 1-yard line of the Colts. The running back had a 1-yard run for a touchdown to now make the game 14-10 at the end of the third quarter, with the Colts still leading. But by the start of the fourth quarter, the Giants scored a touchdown pass to make it 17-14 Giants. After that touchdown by the Giants, the Colts tried to kick a 46-yard field goal to tie the game, but the ball went short and did not make it. Then the Giants had the ball with little time left, and they still had the lead. The only thing that is holding them back from beating the Colts is a first down, where if they got the first down, they could have kneed the ball and let the clock run out for them to win the game. But on fourth down, the Giants' Frank Gifford was 9 inches short of a first down, where they could have possibly won the game if they converted on fourth down. So with 2 minutes left, the Colts had the ball on their own 14-yard line and had a long way to go in order to either get a touchdown or a field goal. The Colts luckily marched it far enough down the field that they are now in field goal range, and if they attempt a field goal and make it, they now would tie the game and send it into overtime. So with 10 seconds left to go, the kicker kicks the ball through the uprights, and the Colts tie the game 17-17 going into overtime. Overtime. So at the beginning of the overtime, the Giants won the toss, so they chose to receive the ball, hoping to score a touchdown to win the game. The Giants are unsuccessful in getting a touchdown to win the game, so they are forced to punt the ball to the Colts. The Colts, now with the ball, now have gotten the first down of the game and are not stopping moving the ball down the field anytime soon. The Colts then march the ball into Giants territory and are in the red zone now as well. With the game on the line and the ball on the 1, Unitas hands it off to the running back Amici to the right side. Amici, now only having to run the ball 1 yard, had a gap as big as a bus to run through for the touchdown. He scores a 1 yard run, and the Colts win the game, 23-17, and are now national champions.
The game itself meant much more than just crowning the Colts as the best team in professional football. It was the first game ever televised to a national audience. Before that, games were broadcasted over the radio, and the first national championship game to go into sudden death overtime. It increased the profile of pro football and fattened the league's paychecks. The game helped attract people to start watching NFL, because at the time, more people liked college than NFL. The game inspired the birth of the AFL. After that game, players were inducted into the Hall of Fame. After this game, the offensive coordinator Vince Lombardi was asked to be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. He's now known as one of the best coaches to ever coach the game of football. And now the trophy is named after him, the Lombardi Trophy. Also, crowds began filling the stadiums across the country, in cities whose stadiums have been half full in the years prior. Now television ratings began to climb because they were now showing almost every game, unlike the TV ratings before the game. It had the best players in one game. Leading up to the game, it was said to be just a regular national championship game, and wasn't really thought of as much. People said that the game would just be a good matchup, the Giants versus the Colts. But after people saw how exciting football could be, especially championship,
This game will be remembered for a long time to fans who really know and love the game of football.